Hi, Kelsey.
Hi, Dennis.
We're at episode 1 of our podcast.
It's very exciting.
It is exciting. So, we've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
Now we're finally doing it.
Yeah, the people need to hear what we have to say.
They've been clamoring. Absolutely ecstatic to hear.
I can't even tell you how many people have asked me. Please record a podcast.
Yeah. Like, daily, people are like, would you please talk at me more?
In the comfort of my own home. Or car. Or, basement. I don't know.
So, we're here at episode 1
yeah.
of Unopinionated.
Let's talk a little bit about why we wanted to make this podcast. I think the people might be wondering.
People are they're just chomping at the bit to find out why.
Yeah.
I think, first and foremost, we have a deep-seated love of listening to ourselves talk.
Yes, it's frankly difficult for me to stop talking when I'm in front of a microphone.
Yeah. And I love hearing it play back in my headphones.
Yes.
I feel like Howard Stern.
Yeah, it's very validating. I understand why those people do. There are certain people who do this every day.
Totally. We also, I feel, talk
narcissists.
Oh, yes. We undiagnosed narcissism.
Yes.
But it's definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we talk about really interesting things.
Yes.
Or we have really interesting takes on uninteresting things.
Right.
So that's kind of what we want to do.
Yeah, just moving our conversation from the couch to in front of a microphone. So. Yeah. Absolutely.
And in no time we'll be back on the couch, I think.
How can we record this from the couch is the question, with my feet up. It's that time again. Our favorite time, which is Girl Scout cookie season.
Oh, I love the Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, I simultaneously love and hate them. It's, you know what, I do feel like Girl Scout cookies have successfully harnessed, the exclusivity of, designer handbags,
Yeah.
I think what makes you want them more is the fact that, you can go into a store and buy, a fudge stripe cookie. Who cares? But those which, by the way, trefoils are the worst. Can we can agree that that's the single worst.
That's the shortbread one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is shaped, which is the only one that's actually branded. So I don't know if that's, I think that's their logo. Yeah.
Well, I think, in my humble opinion, but I don't have any opinions, I thought. But
no, you do. They're just not humble.
in my opinion, I think that the only ones worth buying are Thin Mints.
Okay.
Which I put in the freezer.
Yeah.
That's something I got from my mom.
Anyone listening who has not put a Thin Mint in the freezer, you have not lived. And
then the other one I like is a Samoa. The one problem with the Samoa is there's not enough cookies. Eating a tray of Samoas while filling myself with shame also, isn't that bad. It's not that many cookies.
Yeah, there's 5 of them in the whole box.
It feels like it.
Yes. Which, they have different names also. I know them as Samoas, because, in the area where we grew up.
They have different names regionally?
They're called Caramel Delights. Because this is the thing. We're going to way too deep into Girl Scout cookies. But they're made by 2 different, bakeries. I think it's, East Coast, West Coast, but not exclusively. The lines are blurred, but which I feel like Caramel Delights also, because it's how are we still calling them Samoas at this point in time? I don't understand.
But they got coconuts.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not problematic, but it's those things where you're is it? I saw that on that line. I don't know. So.
Okay, I haven't read anything about this, but I'm just looking, and they appear to have different colors too, though it's the same flavor.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're made by different, producers, so maybe...
Is one toasting their coconut a little bit more?
It could be. I don't know. Because it's I don't even remember what they're called, but... Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but I don't know about you, but I come across part of the issue, which is a good problem to have, is that I don't know anyone with kids old enough to be a Girl Scout, or
No.
if they are, they're not. So it's like, I just don't have the connection. Like, I remember back in the day, it's like, you know, someone, like your parents had someone at the office who, like, their kid was selling them. But now it's like, you know, I'm just like, hoping I run into some Girl Scouts in front of a grocery store.
Yeah, what age do you join the Girl Scouts? Were you ever a Girl Scout?
I was not. No. I don't like tasks or the outdoors, so it didn't really, it's like voluntary, you already are assigned to school legally, so
yeah.
I never want to be a Girl Scout. But what I wanted to tell you, this is for good or bad. If you don't know someone with a child who's a Girl Scout, you don't want to like roll the dice in front of the grocery store. There's actually, you can order from Troop 6000 in New York. And it's a troop that like they specifically help girls that are like in shelters in New York City, which is, is amazing. They're doing amazing work, but you can donate to them, or you can buy your cookies directly from them. So I just feel like if I'm inhaling a full sleeve of Thin Mints at 2 a.m., I want to have something to feel good about. And that will be having bought them from Troop 6000.
I love that.
Yeah.
I saw this thing on TikTok, and I don't know when it was from.
Oh, here we go. TikTok. This is our first TikTok reference. I feel like we need to.
We'll have several.
The disclaimer happens.
Show, but these Girl Scouts were set up outside. The Abbey in West Hollywood. Mm-hmm. They were like set up outside there selling cookies to like all these drunk gunkles. It was in the daytime, but yeah. I'm like, that's brilliant.
Oh, I've heard of them setting up outside of like weed dispensaries in states where it's legal as well. Working smarter, not harder, really.
Right.
These are the type of enterprising skills I would want my child to learn.
You don't have to endorse anything to be like, I know where there's people with money.
Yeah.
And the munchies.
Yeah, they're just trying to sell cookies,
yeah.
However they can.
I think it's smart. Plus, like, have you ever known anyone in the Boy Scouts?
Unfortunately, yes.
Like, I don't think they do it when they're older, but I remember when I was in the Cub Scouts, and they sell absolutely disgusting popcorn. Have you ever bought any?
No, I didn't know they did.
I'm a sucker. If kids are selling something outside the store, I get some.
Popcorn with a side of...
But the Boy Scout popcorn
sexual assault.
No, I'm not sexually assaulting anyone.
No, not you. I just endemic to the Boy Scouts. We're just really hitting all of the lighthearted topics this time.
Right. But that popcorn that they sell is terrible. It is trash. No offense to the Boy Scouts. They don't make it.
Aren't they, like, now defunct?
The Boy Scouts? I think they're out of money.
Yeah, they went through some money issues, but... Yeah, no popcorn. It's like those... Did you ever sell those, like, really disgusting candy bars, like, at school? Which, frankly, I don't even quite understand what that was fundraising for.
Right. How much money could that have made?
And for what? Like, the school? I don't remember. Clearly it was impactful, but I just...
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't recall ever having to sell candy bars. But...
What is it with having children sell things? Why is that our fundraising?
We love
method?
Child labor.
Yeah, that's true.
We love unpaid child labor in the U.S.
Yeah, I never
At least in sweatshops abroad, they're paying them a few cents an hour.
Yeah, I never saw a cut of those sales. Wow. Okay, we're unpacking now.
Did you ever have...
unpacking our childhood trauma.
I was talking about this over Christmas because, I'm of the ilk that I would rather have, one big gift than, like, a lot of crappy little ones, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're adults, so that's kind of how it works, right?
But I was reminiscing about how when I was in elementary school, did they ever have that, like, little store of, like, pure crap set up
absolutely.
in your and you could go shopping for,
yes.
Christmas presents for, like, your siblings and stuff?
Right.
And I'm just like, what $3 thing did I think my siblings absolutely wanted? You remember, like, the bird made out of foam that you could, like, it was like a glider. Mm-hmm. Crap like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Why was that store set up? And what was that making money for?
I think it was just teaching us capitalism.
Yeah.
Because I think
life sucks and these are your only options.
Because didn't you get money in return for, like, good behavior? Like, wasn't that the point? Not talking, which is why I never had enough. Never had enough money.
One of my elementary schools, Laverkin Elementary, we were the Cubs.
Shout out to the Laverkin Cubs.
Yeah. And we had Cub Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And we earned those for being good, and then we could, like, spend them. But at the different school where they had, like, this little store set up, like, you had to bring money.
Oh, like actual...
greenback dollars.
Wow.
You did not have something like that?
I don't know that I did. Yeah, I think it was more like a facsimile of cash that you...
I'm sure there's
My parents were not sending me with some dollars to buy a foam bird glider. The luxury.
I'm sure that there's some other stuff that we had to sell. I don't remember what item we were selling. Clearly it was high quality shit. But the winner, the person who, like, sold the most, which, not living around family, it's kind of hard to sell. Like, I'm not going door to door. But
right, you need
they
people...
got a limo lunch.
You need people you can emotionally extort.
But I think they took them to, like, Subway. But I remember thinking, like, oh my gosh, that limo lunch sounds like the coolest thing you could do. And now I've, like, been in a limo, and they're not that cool.
It's like my blank check fantasy. You're like, it smells like carpet cleaner in here. It's really...
It smells like a public restroom.
Yeah. It is funny to look at the things that, like, as a child was, like, the height of luxury, and you're like, stupid child now.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another thing. Let's just bring this up. Let's get it out on the table, because you've already heard me rant about this, but I feel like the people need to hear about my latent rage about this. So I was on DoorDash the other day. I'm looking at options, right? You scroll through your usuals, you see restaurants, and you know Wingstop, right? You're familiar with this establishment.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they've started something, which I don't know if, presumably they're running it out of the same establishment.
So it is Wingstop run?
It's run by, because the branding's exactly the same, and it's called, so this place, Thigh Stop. Like, okay, like, let's unpack this. First of all, I love a chicken wing. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I think universally those who eat meat enjoy a chicken wing, and it's like, I don't feel like when I'm craving, like, some chicken wings, a handful of chicken wings, I don't know that I want, like, a handful of chicken thighs in the same way. Like, the measurement, I don't know, just the means of...
A handful of thigh isn't doing it for you.
I mean, not in that sense, no.
I think it's nice, though, to have somewhere where you can be a waitress if you've got a banging bod, but your titties aren't quite big enough to work at Hooters.
Right. Hooters has the chicken wings, but come here for the thighs.
Yeah. I work at Thigh Stop. Wear the highest Daisy Dukes you can.
Yeah. Show
off a little leg.
Yes, but turtlenecks.
Yeah. It's very moral from the waist up.
Yeah, And from, like, a food standpoint, I just don't understand. Like, who wants that? Who was like, forget the chicken wings. I want chicken. Like, of course, you want a bucket of chicken? Great. Go to KFC, go to wherever. But, like, who is like, I just want the thighs? I mean, obviously, you'd want a drumstick over a thigh, but anyway, I'm getting too deep into it. But it just frustrates me that it's like, who sat in a meeting at Wingstop and is like, listen, here's what we need. Thigh Stop. This is what the people are asking for.
Yeah. I'm going to start using that, though. I'm going to find a way. We need to make something like, what is a thigh stop? Like, you've heard of a thigh gap, but what's a thigh stop?
This is when you look at your thighs and you're like,
stop.
I need to stop. I need to stop right now. This is honestly, speaking of things no one asked for, is like, I'm guessing it's like, have you heard of this concept of like ghost kitchens? Like ghost restaurants?
Yeah, where they like operate out of, there's a burger place that's on like, DoorDash that's run out of Buca de Beppo, I think.
I know, like, it's just, like, in the back of the Chili's kitchen, they're also, like, slinging, like, wings? I just don't...
Is that why it takes so long to refill my chips and salsa? They're like, sorry, the wing people are in the way for a second. I don't know.
I just don't understand how it works at the time, but I don't know. Again, who asked for this? Who was like, we need more restaurants inside of restaurants?
That's why it takes 20 minutes to get an El Presidente shooken up there.
Yeah.
They're tossing thighs in the sauce,
which you have to pour yourself at the table anyway.
Right. But they spend a lot of time shaking it up.
Yeah.
Up there, up front,
yeah,
in that blue shaker.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you feel special.
Yeah.
Like you're getting more somehow.
Shout out to Chili's. You can be our first sponsor.
Try that 2 for $10.